All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for another edition of You Asked, and I am going to answer. And today, this is a very important public service announcement. I don't think I have seen any other cinematographer mention this idea. Now, that could be because I'm crazy and everyone else isn't, but I doubt it. I think they are also thinking what I'm thinking. They just don't want to say it. So let's go to the question. This comes from Cinema Tools. How would you use a bounce when the sun is high on the horizon? Question mark. Putting it up won't reflect anything. Well, Cinema Tools, I have got something for you. Now, this is, I think this question is framed because I made mention in a video that somewhere in Best Boy School, they tell you that when you bring in like a piece of poly, a 4x poly, that you hold it with your fingers, right? You hold it like you do anything. You're not going to hold it with your teeth. You flip it, and then you put it under the person's chin, like upside down. Now, I understand why you would be thinking that if you were the best boy. Why would you hold it like that? Because you get maximum output, right? And normally when you're setting a bounce in the real world with a crew, what should happen is they show you max level first. So show me how much you can possibly get out of the thing, and then we're going to dial it back as a team. Okay? I don't want to see 10% of the bounce to begin with, because then you are lighting it for me. I have to question you like, oh, is that everything? Can we get more out of it? It's like, just show me max and then we'll take it away. Okay, so I get it. Like, people go in with this upside down, thumbs on the top grip. But the very first thing I would say is, please don't do that. I tell everybody that I work with, if we're going to go with a bounce, a poly, like a 4x, or even larger bounces, like a 12x, please have it bounce from above. This is if we're outside, from above the person's eye line. I don't want the 12x bounce on the ground, like shining from the ground back up into their eyes, because that's the same thing as having the 4x poly come in underneath their chin. Some people like that look. I mean, I get it. There's opportunities for that in like the high fashion world. I don't like that look. I want things to look a little bit more natural. And when you're outside during the day, where does light come from? The sky. Yeah. Breaking news. It comes from above. So it looks a little bit strange that if light is coming from a position on set, like if it's coming from an angle where light doesn't normally come from, guess what you're going to have? Like an unnatural feel. Guess what I'm trying to avoid? An unnatural feel. So this, I just want to eliminate it immediately. Please don't do that. Just hold it above your head. And that's what I tell people. Hold it above your head and, just look underneath it to see if you're getting a lot of angle out of it. And then the constant problem is, well, as the sun goes higher in the sky, if you're holding it above, it's hard to get the right angle. And that's not right. I mean, you're not going to get as much out of it, but I don't care about getting max out of it. I want it to feel good. And normally I'm asking people to like waste it. So I'm on the easy rig and I'm asking for this little piece of poly to be right next to the camera to add a little bit of wrap to somebody because they're getting backlit with the sun. I don't want full blast. I'm looking for like a little 5-10% wrap increase. I don't need a whole lot. So hold it above your head, and then instead of angling it down, right, because the sun is coming from above, if you angle it down, you're going to get nothing, right? That's true. But if you angle it like this, you still get some angle of reflection, right? It's not going to be the max output, but you just get a little bit less out of it. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, you are wasting bounce anyway to begin with. If you need more bounce, I don't know, maybe you go the silver, but you gotta be nuts to go the silver. You don't need more bounce. If you need more bounce, there's a setting that's wrong somewhere. You are living either in a different planetary system where the more light is getting through the atmosphere or something. Because from what I have seen, especially in Australia, this is the spot where there is, like, the sun is so harsh. I don't know of another spot that I have shot internationally that has harsher conditions. Like, they give you an extra ND. Back in the old days, you used to get an extra ND on top of all the other ND sets in Australia because the sun was that harsh and that powerful, that bright. I want it above and I want it slightly angled. And when you hold it slightly angled, if you're not getting enough, just, again, change. You can lean it back above somebody's eye line. Now, let me say this. If you try and do this with a 12x12, right? If you're talking to the grip or if you're talking to the gaffer and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do. When we do 12x bounces, please put it above the talent's eye line. You're going to get some odd looks. Why are you going to get those odd looks? Because the higher that you bring the 12 by bounce, it's basically becoming a giant sail, right? And people are worried about safety. Safety is not my job, thank God, right? I want to push the boundaries, and I want other people to say, stop, I don't feel comfortable. It's like, we don't have enough shot bags, or we don't have enough people to man the stands. I get it. There's problems. It looks way better though. So this goes back to, if you're the cinematographer, you have to be comfortable with other people not liking your ideas. Because to the grip or to the gaffer, when they see the bounce, they're going to be like, man, Patrick why does he want it higher? Like, it's the same thing. If it's on the ground, it's the same thing. And then I say in my head, no, it's not. Dumbass, it's not. I definitely don't say dumbass out loud. Definitely not to the team. But in my head, that's what I'm thinking. But I don't say it because that's mean. And even in my head, I say dumbass like in a joking way. I'm not saying it to put anyone else down. But does it make a difference? 2%. If you can see the 2%, good for you. That's probably why you're watching. If you can't see the 2%, I understand it. I get it. I'm just asking, can we do it? If you come back, like oftentimes, the gaffer or the grip, whatever country you are in who operates the bounces, they'll say, I don't feel comfortable. It's a little bit too windy, or it's a little bit too much of a pain in the ass. And you're just like, okay. Like, yeah, we don't have to do it. Bounce it from the ground. But if you're going to bounce from the ground, then cover up the bottom third of the 12 by. Like, just put a piece of black on top. And you're like, well, what's the point of having the 12 by? And you say, well, I told you, lift the thing up. But if you can't lift the thing up, cover it up. Cover the bottom third. Because then it's not coming back into somebody's face like that. I just don't like it. Anyway, that's me. You're going to get pushback. Does it look better? Even if it doesn't look better, pretend that it looks better, because everyone has gone through all this hard work to do this one thing that nobody else does. Right? Industry standard is you just lay the 12 by on the ground. Right? It's like a giant sail. Everyone's scared of it. It's going to fly away. Everyone's heard the horror stories of these things flying off and smashing into things. It's a nightmare. I get it. But if you're going to make it harder on everyone and it doesn't look better, just say that it looks better. And definitely comment on, whoa, look at how natural that wrap feels. Man, this is really good stuff. I'm loving what we're getting. And then, yeah, do something else. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. Many thanks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.